Ever feel like you're running at full speed, only to stay stuck in the same spot? You hustle harder, sleep less, fill every hour, and yet your brain's foggy, your energy's shot, and you're falling behind. Here's the twist nobody tells you. Slowing down isn't weakness, it's strategy. In fact, the ones who win big, they master the art of rest. Real, deep, intentional rest. Not the scrolling on your phone in bed kind, but the kind that rewires your mind, restores your energy, and turbocharges your creativity. The truth is, most people are sprinting toward burnout, not success. We've been sold the lie that constant grind is the only way to make it. But what if I told you that true productivity, sustainable, clear-headed, goal-crushing productivity, actually starts when you stop? That's right. The most powerful move you can make in a world obsessed with doing more is learning how to do less on purpose. That's the secret behind every high achiever who knows how to stay sharp, focused, and 2 steps ahead. So if you're tired of feeling exhausted even after a full night's sleep, if your to-do list never ends and your mind's always racing, stick with me, because what you're about to discover will flip everything you thought you knew about success, energy, and how to be more productive. We're going deep into the power of rest and how mastering it can change not just how you work, but how you live. The illusion of constant hustle. Most people wear exhaustion like a badge of honor, as if being perpetually busy proves they're doing something right. But let's be honest, how many times have you worked all day, pushed through fatigue, and still felt like you got nothing done? That's the trap of hustle culture. It tricks you into believing that more effort equals more results, even when your brain's running on fumes. In reality, what we often mistake for productivity is just glorified exhaustion wrapped in a coffee-scented hustle. Let's talk real results. Think about professional athletes. They train hard, sure, but their rest days are non-negotiable. Why? Because growth happens in recovery, not in the middle of the sprint. The same goes for your brain. If you're constantly grinding without time to rest and recharge, your ability to focus, create, and lead takes a serious hit. Sustainable success doesn't come from running yourself into the ground. It comes from learning when to hit pause. That's how you start optimizing your energy instead of just burning it. Now here's the kicker. Slowing down to speed up isn't lazy, it's intelligent, it's strategic. It's the mindset shift that separates burned-out hustlers from high-performing achievers. The power of rest isn't just a luxury, it's your competitive edge. And once you start leaning into this, something fascinating begins to happen. The science behind rest and productivity. Let's get into the brainy side of things, because this isn't just philosophy, it's backed by hard science. Studies show that the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for decision-making and focus, starts to underperform when you're overworked. That means the more you push without rest, the less effective you become. Your mental clarity, creativity, and even memory suffer. That's why rest for mental clarity isn't just a nice to have, it's a must if you want to increase productivity in a sustainable way. Here's a practical example. Ever taken a walk after hitting a creative block and suddenly the answer just comes to you? That's not coincidence, it's biology. True rest, even in short bursts, allows your brain to reset and make better connections. That's why some of the most successful thinkers in history, Einstein, Churchill, Maya Angelou, built rest into their routines. They understood the deep rest benefits that come from stepping away in order to come back sharper. Rest is the silent partner in every breakthrough. If you're still trying to grind through your day without breaks, think of it like trying to drive cross-country without refueling. Eventually, your tank's going to hit empty. But those who master time management tips that include rest and recovery, they reach the finish line faster and with fuel to spare. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Redefining success through rest. Success has been sold to us as sleepless nights, jam-packed calendars, and relentless hustle. But real talk? That version of success is broken. High achievers who've built sustainable success didn't get there by burning the candle at both ends. They got there by mastering the rest mindset shift. They saw rest not as an obstacle, but as a tool, a way to amplify their performance and stay sharp in a world that's always on. Take the example of Arianna Huffington. She collapsed from exhaustion in her office, and that moment flipped her perspective. She began advocating for rest and recovery as critical elements of leadership. Or look at tech execs who've adopted digital detoxes to avoid decision fatigue. They get it. Rest for success isn't just about sleep. It's about boundaries, focus, clarity. It's about choosing quality over chaos. This is rest versus hustle in real time. And spoiler alert, rest wins. Want a quick way to start? Build a self-care routine that includes intentional pauses, things like 10-minute walks without your phone, power naps, meditation, or even blocking off a no meetings afternoon every week. These aren't productivity hacks. They're life systems that keep your mind clear and your energy optimized. Because the truth is, the more you slow down with intention, the more momentum you gain. And yet, there's still one area where most people completely miss the mark. The emotional toll of never resting. Let's be honest, running on empty doesn't just affect your output, it messes with your soul. Constant hustle leaves you anxious, irritable, and disconnected from the things and people that actually matter. That's where burnout sneaks in, disguised as ambition. But burnout recovery isn't just about taking a weekend off. It's about learning to listen to what your body and mind have been whispering all along. Slow down to speed up. True rest benefits aren't just physical, they're emotional too. People think stress is a badge of success. It's not. It's a warning light flashing red. If you feel guilty resting, that's not discipline, it's conditioning. You've been wired to believe that rest is laziness. But consider this. When your emotional baseline is always on edge, even the smallest setback can feel overwhelming. That's not strength. It's fragility in disguise. Real resilience comes from recovery. Rest and recharge regularly, or risk watching your spark burn out for good. Try this. Carve out 15 minutes every morning before you touch your phone. Journal. Breathe. Sit with your thoughts. Not everything has to be a performance. These small stress relief techniques are the foundation for sustainable success. And once you start feeling the emotional difference, you'll wonder why you didn't do it sooner. But here's the real kicker. Not only does rest heal you emotionally, it also sets the stage for the kind of clarity that can change your entire direction. Gaining clarity through stillness. In a world that's always screaming for your attention, stillness becomes a superpower. Most people are so busy doing that they forget to ask why they're doing it. That's the danger of non-stop motion. It blurs your vision. But when you allow space for true rest, something incredible happens. Clarity creeps in. You start noticing what actually matters, what's draining you, and what needs to change. That's rest for mental clarity in action. Think about it. How many of your biggest life decisions were made in a rush? Probably not your best ones. The best ideas, the boldest moves, often come when your mind has room to breathe. Steve Jobs used to walk for hours in silence. Oprah swears by quiet time. Even billion-dollar CEOs schedule think weeks. This isn't fluff, it's strategic stillness. When you slow down intentionally, your inner compass starts pointing you in the right direction. Want to try it? Block out 1 hour a week for what I call a clarity session. No distractions. Just you, a notebook, and questions like, what's working? What's not? Where am I headed? These aren't just reflections. They're time management tips disguised as soul-searching, and they lead to the kind of clarity that can shave months off wasted effort. But none of this works without one final piece. So now you know, the real power move isn't grinding harder, it's learning when to stop. When you embrace rest not as a reward, but as a strategy, everything shifts. Your mind clears, your energy returns, your ideas sharpen, and suddenly, success stops feeling like a battle and starts feeling like flow. But here's the catch. Knowing this isn't enough. The question is, will you live it? What if starting today, you gave yourself permission to slow down, not out of laziness, but out of leadership? What would happen if, instead of chasing productivity hacks, you created space for your brain to breathe, your heart to reset, and your vision to refocus? Because the truth is, the person who learns to rest well will always outlast the one who only runs hard. So what's your next move? Will you keep sprinting toward burnout, or finally choose a smarter path to sustainable success? Let me know in the comments. What's one thing you're going to change in your rest routine this week? I want to hear it. And if this hit home, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications because we're just getting started, and you do not want to miss what's coming next.